Seconds away from the start of Heat 2, Round 8 of the Shell Australian Touring Car Championship. The Holden Racing Team domination continues. 1-2 on the grid as they wait for the green light. There's the green. Craig Lowndes makes his usual rocket start from pole position and will lead the pack down into the corner for the first time. Bell gets through and Brock's through cleanly as well. Seaton on the outside of the pack leader forward as they shuffle their way through the S's and up toward the hill for the first time. So Lowndes, another lightning start from pole position as he did in Heat 1. And he's got Peter Brock right behind him.
Rough ride there for Mark Skaife, bouncing off a few curves as they were getting underway, but managing to maintain his position.
Down toward Cold Corner, Craig Lowndes, very much in command of Round 8 at Wanneroo here this afternoon. Peter Brock in second. There's the pack leader forward of Alan Jones in third. Seaton in fourth. Bow in fifth. Wayne Gardner in sixth. And Mark Skaife up behind the Coca-Cola Holden. So a good competitive run from these two as they come down toward Yokohama Corner for the first time. Alan Jones flame belching from the exhaust of Bow's car as they come across the start-finish line to complete one of 20 laps. Hard under brakes now for Bridgestone Corner. Well, Seaton looking strong and competitive here. He said he'll fight right to the last lap of the last race in this championship. Still lacking for a bit of horsepower in the championship chase this year, but he gets some new John Sidney built engines, maybe at Oran Park, but certainly for the endurance races to come. The Ford Credit Falcon looking more and more competitive as this championship unfolds.
Well, this is the same car that he drove to dominate this round here at Wanneroo last year. Same chassis anyway. It's had some pretty considerable engine modifications since then.
Seaton coming into this round with 218 points. 258 for Bow, ahead of him 281 for Lowndes. So he's got a lot of work to do, but with a maximum of 180 points on offer coming into this round, there's still a chance. And as long as he's got that chance, Seaton will keep fighting. Alan Jones just bumps a couple of wheels up on the ripple strip as he comes onto pit straight once again. Very impressive speed from the pack leader Fords. And I think, Bradley, this car is going to be looking very ominous at Bathurst.
I think he's would have to be happy with the progress that's made. Really over a short period of time. The last couple of races have basically come from nowhere to be right on the money for a Ford, and there's no love lost between Alan and Glenn. And, you know, they'll be fighting fairly hard for a position here, but both, I'd say, look very strong chances for Bathurst.
It was fascinating talking to Jim Stone, the engineer on Alan's car. Was saying yesterday they fully expected to come into this championship with Bridgestone tyres and just be instantly competitive, but they've basically had to re-engineer the car start from scratch.
In the car with Glenn Seaton, the number 30 Ford Credit Falcon. His difficulty here is that he's in the fourth slot behind Alan Jones, and AJ's not going to do him any favours at all when he tries to get by, which obviously he's setting himself up to do sometime in the next couple of laps if he's going to have any chance of bridging the gap on the series leader, Craig Lowndes, at the head of the field.
Well, Lowndes 3 laps down, operating in the mid-58 second bracket at this stage, as too is Jones and Seaton. Everyone behind them from Bow backwards is up into the 59s already. So these 4 Bridgestone cars really proving the dominance of the Bridgestone tyres on this Wanneroo circuit. They've always been very strong here. That form is continuing in 96. Just looking at the back of Glenn Seaton's car, John Bow in 5th position. Boy, oh boy, Bow's fighting like fury, but you really can see his championship slowly slipping away from him in the west today. Over the rise, building up to about 230 kilometres an hour before they brake very hard for Yokohama. Back through the gears, and look at Seaton right up on the bumper of the pack. Oh, Jones gets a little bit sideways and Seaton keeps applying the pressure as they come across the line once again to complete 4 laps. Seaton now getting very aggressive with his former teammate. Seaton actually bumped into the back of the pack leader Falcon at Lakeside a couple of weeks ago, which bent an inlet into the radiator, caused the engine to overheat, so it would be a bit gun-shy in terms of trying to tap the back of Jones' car once again. You can see the back of the car get a little bit sideways and tries to get the power on over the top of the hill.
The car certainly is oversteering a little bit, which is an amazing thing. On most tyres, you know, when you do that and have the car sliding around the back, it burns them up, but the Bridgestone seems to be able to put up with it.
So the Holden Racing team bolting away, opening a bit of a gap over this battle for 3rd and 4th position. We've got Bow, Gardner, Skaife, Longhurst, Perkins and Richards up behind them. We take race cam in the Ford Credit Racing Falcon with Glenn Seaton as he tries to wear down Alan Jones. Very quick out of Yokohama corner, using all the road and then some as they pop the wheels up on the ripple strip on the way out.
Certainly able to outbrake him and looks to be carrying more corner speed across the corner, but AJ just gets on the gas, pulls to the inside and makes it a little bit harder for Glenn to try and find his way around.
Difficulty for Glenn Seaton is here that he's got John Bowe closing the gap inexorably on him, and Wayne Gardner not far off the tail of John Bowe's car. So if he can't get by Alan Jones pretty soon, this gap could close up. We're going to have a titanic four-way tussle for these positions.
Well, we said in the earlier race, John Bowe running quite a hodgepodge of different UK tyres. I think he was saying to me yesterday he's got a different compound on every corner of the car, just using up the last of the tyres that were produced by the Birmingham factory for last year's season.
And unfortunately for John, he wore out a left side rear in that earlier race, which is probably one of the reasons he was dropping back a little bit. Wayne Gardner, who was caught in a bit of a mix-up in the first race there, where he and Russell Ingall had a bit of a touch and Russell went off the road. It was just one of those things. Russell was on the dirt and tried to get back on the inside. Now we've got Seaton, who's just gone past Jones, and looking through the race cam, Jones is dropping back at such a rate, I'd say he's got a problem.
I thought for all the world it was Larry Perkins caught up in that first race incident, and they disappeared off the track in a cloud of dust. Fortunately for Larry, he came out of it unscathed and finished in the top 10, finished 10th in fact in that heat. But boy oh boy, Gardner and Ingall were both pretty hot under the collar about it.
Now,